Well, our sound was a springboard for them, but they took it a bit further. They took it into that early heavy metal, really.
It was like, just really like a jam. Things like How Many More Time and Dazed and Confused were really just extensions of how well we actually fitted together, you know. The qualities of Led Zeppelin 1 can never be touched, never be matched, never be equal.
The first time I heard Led Zeppelin, I put on the record, and I listened to it. I said, wow. I really didn't know who those guys were. I knew who Jimmy Page was. I didn't know who they were. The sound of the record was really impressive. Still to this day, you put it on, it puts most other stuff to shame.
The first song I heard of theirs was Good Times, Bad Times, and I was immediately struck by this drumming. I'd never heard this drumming before.
Communication breakdown, you know, the first time you hear it, it was like, oh my God. And you tried to play the break, and it was just too damn fast. You know, so you'd wind up scratching your records, trying to slow it down and play it backwards. And, you know, all of my records had these needle marks that went straight across from trying to learn the guitar breaks.
They wanted us to take them on tour with us as an opening act, which was pretty ridiculous when you think about it now. And I was just blown away.
The tour was paid for, underwritten by Jimmy Page, Peter Grant and John Paul Jones. The other two, Bonham and Plant, were on salaries. There was 5 shows with the Vanilla Fudge. It was actually in the one in Oregon where I really realised, during the drum solo. I was standing there with Jonesy and I just said to Jesus Christ, where'd you find this guy?
I think that they're coming to listen to what you're playing and not just to look at you and see what you are. I mean, I remember when I was, let's go back a few years, when I first went to see the Beatles, because we've mentioned them a few times, it was to look at them, you know. It wasn't, you didn't really bother what